And the thing is, people lie, but energy doesn't. You don't always need proof in order for you to trust your intuition. That's the whole reason for an intuition. And over time, you'll notice when you really start healing and being secure in yourself, people's opinions will literally start to disappear. I don't think about what other people think about me. Hey YouTube, welcome and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title, today we're going to be talking about how to validate yourself, okay? And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because on my journey, I really feel like I've gotten to a place where I really trust myself. And the only reason I've been able to trust myself so much is because I've been validating myself and building my own confidence. And honestly, a lot of confidence is built on your own validation, because when you don't care about what other people think about what you have going on, what it is that you choose to do, how it is that you choose to live your life, you will live a better life. You will be more free. So hopefully in this video you find some value from it, and if you do, please leave a like or a comment down below. Thank you each and every one of y'all for y'all support. I love each and every one of y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for being here on my journey with me. I really do appreciate it. Let me know of some topics that y'all want to hear me talk about in the comments. Go ahead and follow me on my Instagram right down below on the screen, and we're going to get right into it. So my first tip to start validating yourself is to start making small decisions without asking somebody. And the small choices you make are the things that you do every day. So make a decision on what you're going to eat today. Make a decision on what you're going to wear. Make a decision about the mindset that you want to have for the day despite what's going on in your life. Decide how you want to protect your energy. Decide how you want to show up. Decide how you want to present yourself. Decide to put in some effort for yourself every day for no reason. Decide to exercise and take care of your body. Decide to control your emotions. Decide to detach from your old story and your identity. Then after you start making those everyday decisions, then you need to affirm those decisions so you can practice building self-trust and confidence in yourself. So that literally looks like you have to tell yourself out loud, I like my outfit. I like how I did my hair. I like my makeup today. I like these pants that I bought. I like that I make good decisions. I like the good ideas that I come up with. I like how creative I am. I'm glad that I set a schedule. I'm glad that I'm going to bed on time. I'm glad that I'm waking up early. I'm glad that I decided to go to school for this rather than doing this. I'm glad I decided to do whatever it is in your life, but you have to make sure that you're telling yourself that you are glad and happy and appreciative for you doing what's best for you. That's you practicing validating yourself, because the thing is, in your everyday life, when you're doing these mundane things behind the scenes, a lot of people are not seeing those things. So if nobody is telling you, good job, I love you, I'm proud of you, whatever the case may be, are you going to tell yourself that? Are you going to say you did a good job? Are you going to say you're proud of yourself? Are you going to tell yourself that you love yourself? Are you going to continue to show up? Are you going to be positive? All of these things are up to you, and this is how you build that internal validation for yourself. Most importantly, you have to tell yourself out loud that you are allowed to make decisions. You do not need permission to make a choice. You are grown, and even if you're not, you still have autonomy over yourself. You can literally do whatever it is that you need to do that's best for you, because at the end of the day, nobody has to live inside of your mind, your body, your heart, and your soul. So that's why we protect our energy, because we don't want to be uncomfortable with ourselves. We don't want to just be sitting with a whole bunch of darkness and whatever, you know. We don't want to be sitting with that. And another thing too is we have to start recognizing our journey and not just the achievement. And the reason I want to talk about this is because recently I've just been doing a lot of reflecting, like on my own journey and my own growth, and I really come to the point where I feel like I really love the journey. At first I didn't love the journey, and I can't even say I always love the journey now, but I have gotten to a place where I'm comfortable sitting with my journey, you know. And like I said in my last video about how to be obsessed with yourself, the goal is to be in competition with yourself. The goal is to always be better than who you were yesterday. And compared to the past few years, I feel like I've become more grounded. I feel like I've become more secure in myself. I feel like my discernment has grown. I feel like I really trust myself. I really feel confident. I really feel like I'm getting better at my discipline and my consistency, because y'all that have been here from the beginning, y'all know. So even though I feel like I'm at a point where I'm on the other side, where I'm more confident, more secure in myself, more grounded, I'm still choosing to recognize myself when I was on that journey to becoming these things. I'm choosing to recognize the fact that I decided to stay committed to my journey. That's the only reason why I got to where I am today, and that I decided to choose better for me because I felt like I needed better and I deserved better. We have to start recognizing how resilient we were during the struggle. We have to start recognizing all of the late nights that we stayed up. We have to start recognizing all of the studying time that we put into things. We have to recognize all of the sacrifices that we made, all of the things that we lost when we started becoming the best versions of ourselves. We have to recognize the work that we put in to be the person that we are, to have the things that we have, to live the life that we have. We have to recognize ourselves for that, because like I was saying in one of my other videos, people are not going to give you your flowers. People are not going to give you any cookies and until they see the full picture. But the thing is, you see who you were 6 months ago and you know that you're better than that girl. So you should be proud of yourself, because there's nobody that's gonna tell you, hey, I'm proud of you, because you're not the same girl 6 months ago, because they might not see it on the outside. But you know that though. So you need to recognize that and say it out loud so your subconscious can hear, because you could have quit, but you did not quit. My second tip for validating yourself is to trust your intuition and to trust your own experience. We have to understand that our intuition is there to protect us, only if we allow it to protect us. And I say only if we allow it to, because a lot of people know that their intuition is right, but a lot of people choose to ignore it. So just how you can choose to ignore your intuition, how you can choose to ignore the red flags, how you can choose to ignore your gut feeling, you can choose to trust your intuition. You can choose to follow it, because it's there to protect you for a reason. And the thing is, people lie, but energy doesn't. You don't always need proof in order for you to trust your intuition. That's the whole reason for an intuition. And there's been so many times in my life personally where I know and have witnessed for a fact that my intuition saved me without proof. And personally, pattern recognition is enough for me, okay? It will not take me very long to know what type of time somebody is on. But we have to choose to just chill and observe and see what people would naturally do. For example, if a dude says he's gonna call you every night at 7 o'clock and he never calls you at 7 o'clock, instead he calls you at 8:15, or sometimes he might not call at all, why would you believe that he's gonna call you at 7 o'clock whenever he said that he was? His actions and his words is not matching up. And this is not just for relationships, this goes for literally anything and anybody. We have to just let people naturally do what they want to do. We have to let things naturally unfold how they're gonna unfold, without trying to control an outcome, without trying to control how a person is going to turn out. And when you chill and you observe what people would rather do, you can save yourself a lot of time and heartache. You can save yourself so much peace and energy. When people's words and actions aren't lining up, that is enough evidence in itself. And also, some people are sneaky. Sometimes they'll say words and their actions might match up, but the energy, the intent behind it doesn't feel right. And you need to trust that, because it's there for a reason. And not only do we need to trust our intuition, we need to start trusting our experiences. You do not need proof of what happened to you for it to be valid. There's so many things that I've been through in my life that I suffered silently with just because I didn't feel validated in it, because I didn't have any proof. And I just want to say, if that's you, your existence is the proof. You don't need proof. You survived it, you overcame it, and you grew into a better version of yourself that won't allow you to suffer in that way again, especially in silence. This is why I was saying that we have to recognize our journey, not just the outcome. So yeah, we might be a better version of ourselves, but we need to think about the girl who was trying to work towards being this version of ourselves. She's the one that got us to this point. She's the one who was dedicated to getting us to this point. She's the one who decided to choose herself. She's the one who decided that she loves herself enough to respect herself and walk away from things that don't serve her. So you have to recognize that your existence is proof. That is good enough. And you really have to become solid in your experiences. And what I mean by that is, you have to understand your mistakes. You have to know that you learned the lesson. You start to heal and make peace with the situation. And you never allow it to become your identity. And to validate yourself, it's okay to say that you didn't deserve that. And the thing is too, if people don't know your story, how are they going to validate you? Nobody was there living the experiences that you went through. Nobody was there doing the things that you did to become the person that you are. Nobody knows your story unless you tell them. So how are they going to validate or invalidate your experiences if they did not live it themselves? That's my thing. I used to go through this a lot when I used to tell people certain things about myself back when I was oversharing, and a lot of people used to try to invalidate my experiences, but they hadn't even been through half of what I've been through. So how the hell would they know? They don't. And I'm so passionate about it because I understand that feeling. I know how it feels to have people trying to tell you that you didn't go through what you did, or things didn't happen a certain way. Yes, it did. And that's okay. Let me chill. As long as you have yourself, and as long as you exist and you tell your story and you continue to make good decisions and protect yourself, protect your peace, your energy, and you continue to be the best version of yourself, that is all that you need to validate yourself. You existing is the validation that you need. And the third tip to validate yourself is to literally train your mind to decenter everybody. And that literally just means that you have to stop caring about everybody's opinion. That goes for friends, family, social media, society, whatever the case may be. And if you're at a place where you feel like you can't just stop caring immediately, how about we just stop making these people's opinions the first ones that we consider when we make decisions? I feel like first we kind of have to ask ourselves, like, why do we feel like we need validation? Is it because we're lonely in our life? We don't have enough stuff going on? We just need some attention? what is the reason behind wanting that validation? And then a follow-up question would be, where did that need come from? Where did that need to feel that validation from whatever source it is come from? And usually it stems from our childhood. Some of us, we probably grew up, we didn't get the love, support, and care that we needed from our caregivers in a healthy way growing up. And some of us need that validation because we had pressure to always be the best or to have the best. And then when you don't reach that expectation, then all of that love, support, and care is withheld. And if either one of those are you, I just want to say that I'm sorry, and you did not deserve that. You did not deserve to have praise and love and care and support withheld from you because you didn't reach a certain expectation, and you didn't deserve to not be shown love, care, and support at all. And once we know the answer to these questions, then we can slowly start to detach ourselves from these identities that we were validated in. So yes, you being the people pleaser, that's the identity that you were validated in. You being a therapist friend, that is the identity that you were validated in. You being a chill girlfriend, that was the identity that you were validated in. And I'm just saying those because those are kind of some that I relate to. But regardless, those were identities that I was validated in. And once I started choosing myself, all of those people showed their true colors. All of those people showed me that they only liked me when I was doing for them, when I provided something for them, when I was only being a certain way and not being my full self, when I kept abandoning myself. That's when people love me the most. And you just have to know that when you choose yourself, people are not going to always love you. There's going to be a lot of people that turn against you. And they didn't really turn against you, they just were never for you to begin with. But when we detach ourselves from those identities that we were validated in, then we can start to slowly rebuild an identity that we validate ourselves in. And we can start building systems for validation for ourselves internally. And over time, you'll notice when you really start healing and being secure in yourself, people's opinions will literally start to disappear. I don't think about what other people think about me, if that makes sense. And I think the easiest thing to even get me to this point was to literally train my mind to stop seeking validation from the source. So anytime I got an accomplishment, that person that I want validation from the most, I'm not gonna go get validation from that person. And this is not to say that this is for people that are healthy in your life. I'm not gonna speak on that. I'm just speaking from the lens of dealing with toxic people. I'm not gonna go ask that person that wants me to stay as a people pleaser if I should start choosing myself. Of course they're gonna tell me no. So literally any small or big decisions that you make, don't pick up that phone to call, don't pick up that phone to text, and don't ask anybody what it is that you should do. Because the thing is, you're the only person that has to live your life, and you're the only person that lives inside your mind. You know what's best for you. You know how you feel every day. You know how you want to feel. You know how you want to live. Other people don't know. So you have to stop letting other people's opinions and expectations dictate the decisions that you make for yourself in your life. And we have to ask ourselves too, why do we feel like these certain people's opinions held so much weight in our life? Do we feel like that just because they're our parents? Do we feel like that just because they're a family member? Do we feel like that just because they're our boss? Do we feel like that just because they're our friends? Do we feel like that because we were just conditioned to be that way? Just because we were conditioned to want their validation? These are good questions to ask ourselves. When you detach yourself from the identity that these toxic people created, you literally take your own autonomy and power back over your identity. That literally means you could just become whoever it is that you want to be. You can do whatever it is that you want to do in your life. And there's nothing that anybody can do to stop you. And the more that you do for you, the more that you show up for yourself and validate yourself, the more that you value your own opinion. The more you start to think, what would I do? What do I think? How would I move in this situation? You don't care about what anybody else would do. They're literally the last people you consider to ask for anything. And we have to start analyzing these people's lives. People that always have an opinion or a comment on what it is that you're doing for yourself. Ask yourself, would you want to trade lives with them? In the love department, the financial department, the emotional department, the physical department, the spiritual department. Do I want to switch lives with you? And it's not to say that you shouldn't take advice from people from different walks of life and everything. But when it comes to specifically toxic people, and y'all know what I'm talking about, their opinions do not matter. You can still take perspective from people, but you have to be mindful. At the end of the day, it's your choice, your life, your identity that you're trying to cultivate for yourself. So you choose what it is that you want to do for your life, okay? But that is pretty much all I have to say for this video. Hopefully you got some value from it, and if you did, please leave a like or a comment down below. It really helps my channel out a lot to know that you like videos like these. Thank y'all so much for y'all's constant support. I love each and every one of y'all so much, okay? Go ahead and follow me on my Instagram right down below on the screen, and I will see y'all in my next video.